We are honored to be joined by Dr. Robert Califf now. He is a state-of-the-art lecturer here at Kidney Week 2018, a former FDA commissioner as well. He's live via the internet with us for this interview. Welcome, Dr. Califf.
Thanks, great to be here with you.
Give us an overview of your lecture, some of the topics you'll be addressing.
Well, I want to make a couple of really basic points. The first is that we're entering the fourth industrial revolution. We've been through steam power, electricity, the internet, and now we're moving into this fourth industrial revolution where all the sciences are merging into a digital environment. So we're going to be increasingly surrounded by data of all types. Second big point is that we're about to experience our third straight year in a row of a declining life expectancy in the United States. We're unique from every other country in the world, actually, and at the bottom, very last place among high-income countries now in life expectancy. And this is not something that is occurring mysteriously. We can measure it almost in real time. It's very closely related to differences in wealth, education, geographic location, sex, and race. And so we know the basic factors that are involved, and lo and behold, kidney disease starts out to be a good marker for where things are headed. So the third point is that we actually pretty much know what to do. It has to do with providing services that are already well known, and particularly known to nephrologists, particularly when it comes to end-stage renal disease. But we have these enormous pockets, particularly in rural America, where mortality rates are going up. And we're seeing a major increase in cardiometabolic disease, which is also affecting kidney disease. But the big change we need to make, in addition to greater access to care for end-stage renal disease, is identifying people early, which has been a theme of nephrologists for a long time. The difference is now all Americans have an electronic health record. Everybody has a creatinine measured. We also can measure many other things about people, and we can deal with this data so that we can be preemptive, and that's a huge change. And finally, in the data-fine environment, with engineering, the way we can do it, even following cognitive function with cell phones and people's behavioral patterns, we can really begin to think about intervening in a different way. Rather than waiting for people to come to clinic or the hospital, we can do what I call home inversion, which is take care of people at home. There's no reason now with sensors and monitoring the way we can do it that people have to wait to make a clinic appointment and sit around in a waiting room. We can do this using digital technologies that are very inexpensive, actually a lot less expensive than trying to run a clinic.
A lot of fascinating topics. I know people here, the scientists and physicians, are all very excited to hear more of what you have to say. What do you hope that they will take away from your lecture?
Well, I think the three main things I hope that people will take away, first of all, is a sense of urgency. That, commonly we talk about digital health as sort of like a luxury that's fun and interesting and, great science. But we got a country which is literally going down the tubes compared to other high-income countries with regard to health outcomes. So we need to really wake up and use digital technology aggressively, as I say, to reach people where they live, because the problems are very geographically located. Secondly, on a very positive note, it is fun. I mean, we're entering a new era, and we like to play games on our cell phones and all that sort of stuff, but gamifying healthcare, making the best of it, is really something that we can do. And then third, I think it's going to be a great time for discovery, because now that we can do whole genome sequencing, we can measure heart rate and blood pressure continuously, 24/7. We're going to learn so much about integrative physiology, which is so important to the kidney. It's going to be a great time for discovery, and I hope people really get engaged with it.
Well, what does the future hold for improving the health outcomes, and particularly in the area of kidney disease?
I like to, as I think about this as an outsider, not a nephrologist, I think about four areas that we need where improvement can be made in different ways. We know for the ESRD population, the mortality rates remain very high. And a lot of what's done is done out of habit because it's the way it's been done with dialysis. We now, because people are really in the healthcare system almost continuously and we can measure things continuously, I think we need to relentlessly test what works best in dialysis and employ it. But in addition, as I say, because people are hooked up to machines a lot, we can measure things. And I believe that a combination of good old-fashioned engineering with medicine is going to lead to new technologies. As I've described for this, people who are developing renal disease, intervening very early at home to change lifestyle, improve blood pressure control, reduce diabetes. I think we'll just be able to do this differently. As I say, waiting for people to come to clinic, not a great way to do this. It can be done at home. And then a very exciting area, people with rare genetic causes of renal disease. We are moving very rapidly, and it was really exciting to me at FDA where new regulations, really stimulate genetic discovery, and we can almost match a gene defect with the treatment that's needed. That's going to be, I think, a very exciting point. And then finally, I would just say, for overall kidney health, we do deal with information on the internet in a very different way, and this is a little different than what I've said, but people are searching constantly for information on the internet. We have a professional responsibility to improve the information they get. A simple way for a nephrologist or anyone to think about it is, for every question someone has about health, there will be an answer on the internet. And we can either get the truth out there and let people who are making it up put the information out there. And I'm afraid right now those who are making it up have an advantage that we need to overcome.
So being proactive in that area, that's great advice. And Dr. Califf, well, I know everyone here looks forward to hearing more of your lecture. Thank you so much for joining us.
Should be a lot of fun. I look forward to it. Take care.
ASNTV has all the coverage you want from this year's conference. Be sure to check out all of the content, which is updated every day here on YouTube during Kidney Week 2018.